Game 2 on a masterclass. Complete game. 9 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, no walks, 8 strikeouts on 105 pitches. He's the first Dodger with back-to-back postseason complete games since Orel Hershiser in 1998. First player in the postseason since Curt Schilling to go back-to-back complete games in the postseason since 2001. So something we have not seen in some 24 years. And Yoshi Yamamoto puts on an absolute clinic. I mean, my goodness. And the Dodgers go on to win it 5-1 thanks to Yoshi Yamamoto, who retires the final 20 batters he faced. We are now tied at 1 game apiece in the best-of-7 series, shifting to LA beginning on Monday. That was incredible, Lewis. And I asked you after game 1, I said, look, if Dave Roberts can just have Yoshi Yamamoto go out there and throw a complete game, and I was sitting here thinking, he's not really going to do it. He actually did it. It was a masterclass. What did you see?
It was a legit masterclass by Yoshi Yamamoto, man. We look back at the start against the Brewers, and you're like, okay, the Brewers don't match up the same as the Blue Jays, right? But the Blue Jays I think they had the right plan. They were aggressive early, but this guy just slowed these guys down early in the count. He pitched backwards, which a lot of Japanese guys do. He has a bunch of confidence in that curveball, in that split, in that cutter, in that slider, in his fastball, and he utilized that early, slow splitter away, curveball away to go with you and get that 98-mile-an-hour surprise pitch, and he did it to perfection. Again, just confidence and poise all night by Yoshinobu tonight.
And so often with guys with splits as their main secondary pitch, you say, well, if they don't have their fastball, the split's not good. It didn't matter tonight. The split was so good. Yep. He threw 34 of them, just 24 fastballs. The curveball was the equalizer. I mean, you're looking at 76, 77 miles an hour, and then 98 on the four.
Throwing 69.
He was using the off speed to set up his fastball late in counts. Like you said, pitching backwards, making that 98 play like 101. Mm-hmm. But he mixed speeds. Guys were uncomfortable. He was throwing 7 pitches at any point from the first inning on, and guys just could not get in a rhythm against him.
Bobby, here's a guy that looked virtually unhittable after the first few innings. He retired the final 20 that he faced. The mix, the match, what stood out to you?
What stood out is first inning, he had 23 pitches. Mm-hmm. At that pace, he's over 200 if he's going to complete a game. He was at 100. He cut everything out. He cut all of the nonsense out of throwing balls. He started throwing strikes and used the Blue Jays' strength against them. You want to make contact? Make contact with this one, and then how about this one? And I have another one. And there was no solid contact after the first inning, except for Kirk's line drive in the last inning. So he was special. He's getting paid $300 million.
Yep, $325.
He came over here because he was one of the best in the world, and he's continuing to prove that.
He was absolutely amazing. I mean, just an absolute gem. When you go complete game in this day and age of baseball, I can't say how special this is. I mean, this is special when you are able to go and watch a guy do what he just did. And when we talked before the game about he had never faced the Blue Jays, so certainly the advantage to Yamamoto, because he could go out there and dictate the game plan. And you heard what Bobby said after that first inning where he threw 23 pitches, he settled in, and it was as if he was in cruise control.
Well, 5th inning, 6 pitches, 6th inning, 8 pitches, and then I think 12 the inning after that. And you said this is huge for baseball, the complete game, right? It's huge for his team.
Huge.
Because their Achilles heel is their bullpen. Right. That is how they lose games, but not if you cover it up. And they did that against the Brewers, did it again tonight. Now you have an off day. Everybody's even more fresh after they travel out west and get ready for game 3.
Yeah, that bullpen is on the plane. It was on the plane in the 7th inning.
They didn't have to show up.
They didn't need to show up tonight. I mean, again, we talk about him throwing strikes, but it was efficient strikes. It was strikes on the corners. It was pitching to Vladdy's weaknesses inside. He missed. Well, we'll give credit to Vladdy on that 113 mile-an-hour ball he hit off the wall, but he was throwing everything efficiently. He read swing. Him and Will Smith are in sync, and that's another thing. Him and Will Smith, and you could see it after the game, him and Will Smith are just right here
Locked
together.
in.
They are locked in together.
He
yeah.
didn't shake once.
No, you
So
trust
that's
you
a
trust your
relationship.
you trust your catcher in that instant. Will Smith is one of the best in the game at calling a game and reading swings and knowing what's working for his pitcher. And tonight everything was working for him.
Well, and it was Will Smith who gave him the lead right in that 7th inning, and it was on a 3-2 count. And we're sitting there watching, and Kevin Gossman throws Will Smith 6 straight fastballs, and we're sitting there go, what are you doing? He's going to get one.
He was living by his fastball with a great split and swing and miss stuff, but he threw 6 of them, 3 and 1, right down the middle.
Yeah.
Will Smith swung and missed, and he said, that's not going to happen again. And that inside fastball was a rocket into the stands.
And that was his first home run of this postseason. And you talk about that needing to happen, because then a couple batters later, Max Muncy homers on a fastball, his 4th career homer against Gausman. We talked about how Max Muncy had faced Gausman in his career multiple times and had taken him deep. And it was just a matter of time, Will, for this Dodgers lineup to wake up and break out.
Absolutely. I mean, we talk about the Blue Jays offense, but the Dodgers offense scored just as many runs as anybody in baseball this year. They can go 1 through 9. We've seen their bottom half of the lineup take off. But even the homers, the ones, it was a lot of fastballs, right? And you get that timing. And Gausman's fastball was really good tonight. It was really good. Played off the split well. The pitch to Will Smith, he missed his spot. He's trying to go away. Sure. It was still on the black end. That's just a really good swing. The one Muncy hit out on the corner as well. Another great piece of hitting, which you expect from that lineup.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But what I noticed tonight is Gausman was kind of pitching backwards to maybe what the Dodgers thought he was going to do. And we talked about it during the game. The Dodgers in the hitters meeting was probably like, hey, listen, he's got a split. Okay, we know, but we can't let him beat us with that fastball. And all game, you saw him getting beat by that fastball. He was throwing fastballs right down the middle, and these guys were fouling them off, just missing. Freddie Freeman just missed. Looked like he might be, getting his timing back. But we were talking about it during the game. In the back of your mind, you have a plan as a team, but in the back of your mind, you're like, man, he's still got that split. He still has that split finger no matter what. Your subconscious is like, man, you still got that split finger, and that's why you're a little late on that fastball. But he finally left one middle to Max Muncy and Will Smith, and they got him.
What was cool, Lewis, that you and Will were saying, hey, they've got to hit his fastball. They're not going to hit his split. And then Dave Roberts comes out in between innings and says, a little disappointed in our guys. They're behind the fastball. They're not on the fastball. Next thing you knew, they came out hitting the fastball in the 6th inning, and Katie Barr.
Well, in pregame, we talked about Gausman threw more splits than any starter in baseball, 43%. He was 29% today. He was 49% fastballs. He was so fastball heavy, but talk about reading swings. He's like, they're not catching up to my 94 because they're looking for the split, as they should. As they should. But any good split finger pitcher will tell you, I want them to hunt my splitter, because rarely is it a good pitch to hit.
Well, usually they're not catching up on a fastball yet.
Right, yet. Throw them enough. They'll 6 in a row.
Especially this lineup.
In game 1, they struck out 4 times. Here in game 2, they strike out 8 times, all from Yamamoto in the complete game as we go full circle. Look, this is something that we haven't seen in some 24 years. Kurt Schilling, the last to throw complete games in back-to-back postseason starts. Orel Hershiser was the last Dodger to do it in 1998 to go back-to-back postseason complete games. When you look at this as a whole, and you said it was huge for his team, what does that mean now that you are 1-1 heading back to L.A.?
Well, I mean, it's huge. We said it pregame. This felt like a must-win. Yeah. The numbers back up the fact that you go down 2-0. You don't win the series regardless if you're going home or not. So this is huge. They took all the momentum back. It woke their offense up. It kept the bullpen out of the game. And whatever guys they did want to rest, they got to rest. and I love that he went back-to-back complete games. You played in Japan. You obviously spent a lot of time in Japan. That's the culture there. Yep. They'll go 130, 140 pitches because they're built up that way. It's not the 100 pitch mark, which is the imaginary mark
number
here.
Yeah,
right.
It's a scary number over here.
But he had another 40 pitches in him.
For sure.
He was still dialed in the 9th, throwing exactly where he wanted to throw it.
Yeah. And over there, we talk about Japan, Bobby, they hate walking guys. They hate throwing balls. They take pride in having control of every single pitch in their arsenal. Guys have every guy, it seemed like, had 7 pitches, and he has 6, 7 pitches tonight. He takes pride in making sure that he has control of all those pitches. throwing them where he wants to, and making sure you're not walking anybody. Both guys didn't have any walks tonight, but Yamamoto was lit tonight.
That one crazy other thought of Japanese pitching, they always have one pitch that they'll throw on 3 and 2.
Yep.
Because that's the pitch of reckoning. Something has to happen. It's 3 and 2.
Yep.
And Yamamoto broke out that slow curveball 3 times. Oh, what are we going to do with this?
Froze, guys.
Nothing.
Well, the command of that pitch.
Unbelievable.
It breaks 6 inches more than the average curveball in Major League. I mean, you could see it, 76, 77, starting way above the zone, finishing below. How do you time that up when you have to be ready for 98? It's just filthy.
Well, it was a reckoning because the Dodgers did not want to go down 0-2. Now they head home tied at 1 game apiece, thanks to Yoshi Yamamoto, who was masterful. More than just 11 pitches per inning when you break it down. He finishes with 105. A complete game, 4 hits, 1 run, no walks, 8 strikeouts. As you take a look at the complete games in World Series history since 2000, the last coming courtesy of Johnny Cueto with the Reds, Yoshi Yamamoto putting on a clinic in Game 2 of the World Series to even it up at 1 game apiece. Back here with the boys, Bobby V, Will Middlebrooks, and Lewis Brinson as we look ahead to Game 3 of the World Series, shifting to L.A., where, Will, I will mention that the Dodgers have won 3 straight home games in the World Series. So you're going into Dodger Stadium, you're feeling good, you're back on the flight, you're tied 1-1. What is your mindset?
Well, home field advantage is real.
For sure.
All right? Especially in Dodger Stadium. That place, you had that extra deck, that 5th deck. These young players who don't have a ton of experience in the postseason go there. I know they have George Springer to lean on, but there's a lot of guys on that team.
But people, you guys need to understand that for someone to pitch a complete game like this against this Blue Jay lineup, you need to have the greatest stuff in the game right now. I mean, Yamamoto was north, south, left, right. He wasn't giving in. I mean, this guy, I was telling my co-lead right here that when I was facing some of the Japanese pitchers, one thing I learned facing this guy, they don't give in, guys. They battle. They give you their best. It doesn't matter if you are on top as a batter or they are down as a pitcher. They always go for the best, and that's why Yamamoto pitched a complete game tonight.
And I thought you picked Toronto to win.
Huh?
Yeah, I thought you picked Toronto to win.
No, I didn't.
You did.
I did? Okay, I was wrong. You guys didn't listen. Check tape.
And you know the thing is he threw a complete game against a team that's hot. This is not a team that's been struggling offensively. This is a team that's been steamrolling people. Yeah. I mean, 1 through 9, they get on base, they make contact. We've been talking about it. Unbelievable. It's one of the best pitching performances I've seen in a World Series game.
First time that the Blue Jays have got a complete game thrown against them all year.
An absolute masterpiece. And Cap, you took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, this guy, you can make an argument that he's the most complete pitcher in the game. And I'll tell you why. It's not only the 6 pitches, it's not only that can throw strikes, any pitch, any count, but he also holds runners on well. He's 1-1 to the plate, which means you can't steal on him. He also fields his position. He covers bases. I mean, I don't know what else you can say about this guy. That was a masterpiece.
That bad right there, say it all. I mean, we bloody, he working in with the splitter, with the fastball, and then dropped that nasty breaking ball on here. And I was like, man, this guy's on top of his game tonight.
Yeah, I'm curious. Tell me, from superstar hitters, which you all are, tell me about the fact-finding mission which Yamamoto and Will Smith had to do against this team. Because we said it, all postseason, certainly yesterday. Blue Jays are so tough to strike out. They strike out the fewest of anyone. They make contact, hard contact. And we saw it on display last night. So early in that first inning, we're watching it together, and he's dropping the breaking ball you talked about. He's really mixing it up and kind of seeing their reactions. Derek, when you're facing a pitcher of that quality, how do you kind of feel each other out early in the game, and how do you think he did it and adjusted today?
Yeah, I think you try to find one pitch, right, that you can hit. And you're hoping he's got 6 pitches, right? You hope he's not controlling all of them. He was throwing any pitch today in any count, and he was throwing them for strikes. He wasn't falling behind. He wasn't wasting pitches. He was going right at guys. So when you're facing a pitcher that has control of that many pitches, you just guess and hope you get one. But if you do get a pitch to hit, you can't miss it. But it's tough to make adjustments against a guy that has that repertoire of pitches to go to.
I agree with you. I mean, you're talking about a guy that has 6 different pitches. He was using all of them tonight, Kevin, at his best. He was throwing that cutter. That split was nasty. He dropped that slow break him, and then he got 98 in his back pocket to use it both ways. So it's like you say, you need to expect a guy like that to make a mistake. And when he make a mistake, which he didn't as much tonight, you cannot miss it, because if you miss it, you can be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I think, Kevin, I mean, I wish I knew, because the truth is, when a guy's like that, nobody's hitting him, right? You might get a hit or something like that, but it's so limited in the way you can score against a guy like this. You know, there's some pitchers, for example, if you go back to like the Dwight Gooden days, right? A long time ago, but if you got on base, you can steal second, maybe you can steal third. You're not going anywhere. You're paralyzed at first base, and that's a problem. You know, Reggie Jackson used to always say, when you have a great pitcher, don't leave the ball in the net. And that means exactly what you were saying, Cap. You got to put the ball in play and maybe cut down a little bit. Almost take like a 1 strike or 2 strike approach right from the go.
Yamamoto retired the final 20 hitters that he faced, final 20. And how about the last 8 innings? He threw 83 pitches total. 83
Are you
pitches
serious?
total the last 8 innings of the game. Just absolute domination. Amazing against one of the toughest lineups in the game that Yamamoto was able to do today. Meanwhile, he got the help from this Dodgers offense late. We told you about the Will Smith home run. We heard from him. Max Muncy checked in too, and he's with Ken Rosenthal.
Max, nobody throws complete games anymore. Yoshinobu Yamamoto has thrown 2 straight in the postseason. What impresses you the most about what he's doing?
He's just not letting anything get to him. You know, his last start, he had the leadoff homer and then ended up finishing the game. And then today he threw 20, 25 pitches in the first inning. And then to be able to keep that pitch count under control and get through 9, it's just really, really impressive. You know, from what I've seen, there's nothing that phases him out there. He keeps his composure at all times, and he just thinks about executing his next pitch.
Kevin Gossman, he threw you a variety of fastballs and splits. At bat when you hit the home run, 3 straight splits before you hit a fastball out. How did you solve him?
You know, I don't know that I solved him. I think he just made a mistake, and I was able to take advantage of it. His splitter was really, really good today. You know, he was leaving it right at the bottom of the zone, just below. And, you know, when he's executing the split at the bottom, that's what makes the at-bat really challenging, because, you know, you can't just say, I'm going to wait for him to get it up. If he's executing at the bottom, you have to get the swing off. And, you know, I think, like I said, for me, he just made a mistake, and I was able to get to it.
Series tied 1-1 going back to LA. Max, what have you learned in these first 2 games?
It's gonna be a battle. You know, it's the World Series. It's gonna be a tough game every single night, and you know, we'll have a long flight back, have a recovery day, and we'll get back after it.
Max, thanks a lot. Congratulations. Kevin, back to you.
All right, Max, Kenny, appreciate it as always. Most home runs in Dodgers postseason history. How about Max Muncy, number 1? 15 of them, and just adding to the list. And obviously, he's had dramatic home runs before in the World Series, certainly against the Red Sox.
Eliminate them. You're going to have to earn it. You're really going to have to earn it. These guys are calm. They're cool. They got a lot of confidence. They've been there. They've done it. It's impressive to watch. I mean, these are 2 teams that it's fun to watch. This is a fun series. I can't wait to get back to LA.
See, this is what made the Dodgers so good. You have a guy like Ohtani, my boy Mookie Betts, my boy Freddie Freeman, not hitting up yet, and they still win baseball games. I mean, they have so many ways to hurt you. They have so many ways to attack. And tonight, they ain't coming out and facing Gossman, which is one of their aces, basically, and beating up on them. That will put them in a really good shape going back to LA and having their monster coming behind Ohtani pitching, Glasnow haven't pitched yet. I mean, they go back to LA in a better shape, in a really good situation, and it seems like their bat is starting to heat up.
You're right, Poppy. Kevin, if you allow me, I want to go back to Yamamoto for 1 point. I thought the biggest at-bat of the game was Yamamoto in the first inning against Vlad Guerrero Jr. The reason why is you're at home, the stadium's going crazy. They're thinking, here we go, we're going to be 2-0. And Poppy, the 3 of us are sitting there, the 4 of us, watching, and we're saying, he's going to throw this, he's going to throw that, he's going to... 3-2. He threw that slow breaking ball. 81 miles. I mean, we flinched in the flinch.
I buckle
Said,
up.
wait a minute. And what that does, fellas, the other 25 guys go, holy smokes. Mm-hmm. He did that to the king. What is he going to do to us? So it was not only a strikeout, it was a momentum changer.
Yeah, they certainly had an ability to put a crooked number on the board in the first inning. You're right. Silenced them. I mean, they had a little bit of traffic, and then obviously retired 20 in a row. it's just, I agree with you guys. It's nice to see starting pitching back. First playoff game in history where each starter has retired at least 17 in a row. That was some good stuff tonight. But Yamamoto was a little bit better. Dodgers hit the home runs off Gosman. And we got a series, bottom line. Now game 3 coming your way from Los Angeles on Monday.